Today, I'm going to share with you the 3 A's, which are also the first 3 steps that you need to take in order to be completely, genuinely in control with food and find body love and acceptance and freedom in your body. Here they are. The first one is awareness. And I'm not talking about awareness of like your surroundings. I'm talking about awareness of your habits, awareness of your emotions, awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and then habits all throughout your day, being mindful and thoughtful, and kind of starting to be the watcher of yourself. Find awareness around what you're doing. Pay attention. Start watching your thoughts. Start thinking about your thoughts. Start watching what emotions those thoughts are creating in your day. Start watching, when is it that I tend to snack? Am I truly hungry? When is it that I tend to binge? Is it because I'm feeling an emotion, or is it just out of habit, or because I'm trying to create another emotion? I want to feel relief, or I want to feel excitement, and I'm trying to create that with food. Just beginning to watch your patterns and gain awareness around them. So often we're so quick, knee-jerk response is to judge ourselves or to heap shame upon and guilt upon ourselves. Realize this, that your brain, all of the urges it sends you in regards to your relationship with food in your body, your brain has a really good reason for why it's doing it. Even when it's not helpful, even if it's taking you further away from where you actually truly want to go. Your brain has a really good reason for it. I wonder what that is. As we watch ourselves to gain awareness, you know, the old adage that says knowledge is power. Awareness is gaining knowledge. It's observing yourself as you would a science experiment, as you would to gain quantitative, right, evidence, as if you're writing down observations, completely neutral. There's good reasons for why they're happening. Let's just gain awareness. Let's gain knowledge around our habits and patterns. The second step is acceptance. So first we gain awareness, we gain knowledge around it, and then we gain acceptance. We want to look at what we see and we want to stop judging and shaming ourselves for it. Like I said, there's good reasons for why we do what we do. We want to lean in and accept all those parts of ourselves. As soon as we shame ourselves, like, that's so stupid that I do this, or this is so ridiculous, or you'd think by now I'd finally have this figured out, or I have no reason why to do this. This is so dumb. Okay. Whatever variation of those thoughts you have in your brain, just know they're not serving you. They're keeping you away from the things that you truly desire, or making it giving you so much drag in your movement of getting there. You have to accept that whatever awareness you gain around those habits, that what is exactly what needs to be for the moment. Even if you've outgrown them, even if you're ready for something different, you need to accept that what is what it needed to be. As soon as we think this is a problem, it should have never happened, I should have kept this from happening, I have to fix this is something to fix. Now we're in these low frequency scarcity type emotions of self-loathing and self-doubt and unworthiness. Those will never create the emotions that you're seeking of love and gratitude and joy and freedom and acceptability and relief and confidence. All those high frequency emotions, they can never be created by low scarce frequency type emotions. So first, we want to become aware. Step 1, the first A is awareness. The second A, step 2, is acceptance. Accept that that's what it needs to be. When I was going through my journey about 8 years ago or so, started moving out of diet mentality and into this place of radical self-acceptance and love for myself and my body, I had this phrase I would tell myself all the time. I had this mantra. I had an alarm on my phone that would go off 3 or 4 times a day. I would constantly be telling myself this, and it was that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. Because here's the thing, you don't have the power to make yourself not be where you're supposed to be. That's not the purpose of life. It's not even possible in life, because life exists for our benefit and growth, expansion, and enlightenment. And even if there's mess and struggle along the way, That is part of the process. It's not because you've created the mess, though we may make decisions that bring us discomfort. It is our opportunity and benefit to lean in and learn from it. And if we're rejecting it and resisting it and labeling it as bad and terrible and horrible and no good, filthy, unworthiness type actions, condemning ourselves, well, then we'll never get to where we want to be. So the second step is so important. You have to accept yourself. Even if you prefer, even if you want to create something different, it doesn't mean the present moment must be rejected. Our brain thinks we have to reject this. Our lower survival brain thinks we have to reject what is in order to create something new. And I don't think that ever serves us. I think that rarely serves us. What really serves us most often is this radical self-acceptance and self-love, accepting that what is exists for a reason, even if it's a reason that you've outgrown, and that by love and acceptance of that part of yourself, now you've gained the power to create something new that's sustainable and permanent because it's founded upon acceptance and love, which is what you're trying to create more of anyway. So the first A again is awareness of what you're doing. The second A is acceptance. And then the third A is agreement. This is where you make an agreement with yourself, where you try to figure out, knowing what we know now from being watchful, from becoming aware and mindful, all this knowledge we've gained around what is actually going on in the present, and acceptance. Step 2, once we accept that that's what it is and that it's not wrong, it's just maybe we're ready for something different. Now we need to come to an agreement. Now, therefore, what? Now that I have awareness and acceptance, now where do I want to go? And that acceptance piece, that step 2 is really important because that's where healing takes place too. Because sometimes patterns that are self-destructive or that are taking our power away from us or keeping us from reaching the goals that we want to reach exist because we're trying to feel a certain way or we're trying to feel safe. A lot of defense responses. We're trying to feel safe. When we can get into a place of acceptance, now we've created lots of space to create something new. So the third step, of course, is to come to an agreement with ourselves, to make a decision. That agreement is kind of to decide, what is it that I actually want? Not what do I have to do or what should I do so that I get to feel worthy or enough, but what do I actually want? So when this comes to food, you'd be watching your habits and patterns around food and accepting that there's good reasons for why you eat the whole cake and not just a piece. There's really good psychological and physiological reasons for that, of which I can tell you, but we won't do that in this video. Accept that what is has good reasons for being there and love yourself in that place. You don't have to change in order to be worthy or lovable or enough. You already are. That exists outside of anything you do or say. You are enough just because you were created and you didn't create yourself. You don't have the power to take that value away from yourself. Now, therefore, what? Step 3, an agreement with yourself. Now, what do we actually want to do, self? Up here in our conscious thinking creative self, what do we want to create? Do we prefer to feel more in control with food? Do we prefer to feel our emotions rather than try to solve our emotions with food? Do we prefer to release some weight? Because if we do, we absolutely can do that, but we don't have to do that in order to feel confident or lovable or enough. Let's do it just because we think that would feel a little better. We want to experience our body that way. Watch yourself when you're in this third step of coming to a place of agreement with yourself. It's not what do I have to do? What should I do? Because you don't have to or should do anything. Not really. It's what do I want to create? Knowing what I know now, the power that I have from awareness and the acceptance in the moment that I have. I don't have to be desperate to find self-acceptance and love by trying to change something about myself. We already have that now in step 2. And then in step 3, what do I actually want to create? How do I want to experience food? How do I want to experience my body? And now you're operating in radical self-choice or agency. You're taking your own power of choice, your own agency, and creating what you want to create for reasons that you like. And it's also fueled by emotions that will create permanently what you want and not just for a few moments. So again, the 3 steps: awareness, which are also the 3 A's: awareness, acceptance, step 2, and step 3, agreement. That self-agreement, that deciding with yourself, what do I want to create? And come into an agreement with yourself what that is. All right. All right, ladies. So at the end of August, this is 2023 when I'm recording this, I'm having a In Control with Food free online workshop. If you'd like to join me, look in the description and go to that link, www.kerrienygaard, KERRIENYGARD.com/incontrol-workshop. It's in the description, and you can join my free online workshop where I go more in depth on how to consistently and genuinely be in control with food. I do this workshop because I want this information to be available to everyone. Years ago, when I was struggling, this is the information I wish was available to me that I discovered through years and years of research and study and pain also. And then also there's also the opportunity, if you want, I'll be explaining other ways to work with me in that workshop if you desire. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. Like and subscribe for more weekly tidbits about your brain and food.